We know the rule is that hair closest to the face is darkest. One of the things I like to do, and my daughter has way outgrown these. She just graduated from 8th grade, so she's not into American Girl dolls anymore. But one of the things I find incredibly helpful about when you first start coloring hair is to use a magazine of hair. Okay, there we go. There's our lightest. Use a magazine of hair and to get ideas and examples from that. I'm going to add in a few more highlights with my opaque pen. Okay. And there's Willow as a blonde, who turned out super cute. I'm just couldn't be more pleased. And I'll color up her dress later to kind of show you how to do that too. I believe we have time in our video. We're also going to look at our other Willow with recipes as a brunette. And I don't know why, for me, all the Willows who have their hair pulled back for me are brunettes. I can't tell you why that's the case. But we looked at an overhead light source. Now we're going to look at a side light source, right? So the light's coming in stronger from the side. Okay. And once again, we're going to use a different color combination. And most of these colors are from our kit this month. Fantastic brown coloring colors for hair. We're going to use the E29, E37, and E31. And I will finish my thought about the American Girl doll catalog. If you have a catalog, it's particularly dolls are good because they're more static. They're not in movement, and they will do pictures of them from the side and from the top, and they'll do different light sources. I think that is an invaluable tool to learn to color hair. And that has helped me immensely. And in fact, I have a bunch of my daughter's old American Girl doll catalogs in there. It shows all different hair colors too, so you can kind of match hair colors. I'm going to start in with my darkest color. Now this E29 is super, super dark. So once again, I'm going to try to be very careful around her face. I almost want to go eek. We don't want the agony of defeat. Right, and I'm going to work, I always work hair in pieces. Put in my E37, blend that in. And the reason being is because you don't get as good at blending if the color has dried. You'll see more of a line as opposed to blending. I go in with my E31. Now, with the brunettes, you can definitely see what I'm talking about working backwards. Now, let me I am going to refer to my picture here and my light source, okay? Light's coming from this direction. So for me, there's going to be kind of a highlight over here. So now I'm going to work backwards again. I went into with my light, my E29, my E37, my E31, okay? Now I'm going to work backwards. And I'm going to work back from my E37 into my E31 here. And now I'm going to blend my E31 into my E37. Now I'm going to go back in with my E29. And once again, be very sparing with this 29 color. It's incredibly dark. A lot of people are afraid of the dark colors. I love the dark colors for a lot of different things. I do think for some things you can overkill a little bit with them. Let's go with my E37, right into that E29 so we don't leave them. All right, now I'm going to add a little bit E37 here because there's a highlight, but it's not quite that pronounced. And as I said, you know, hair requires a lot of blending. Go up here, add this. We kind of work our way forwards and backwards, darkest to lightest, lightest to darkest. And I'm going to end a little bit more medium tone in here. There we go. And don't like the light color by her face. I'm going to go ahead and darken that up. Okay, back in with my E31. I'm going to just use the side to blend that in. Okay, now we're getting some hair color variation. Let me move her over just a little bit so you can see even better. I might bring it in even a little bit more. Wait for it. See if it'll focus in. Hang on, sorry about that. All right, now we have that lightest color there too. And we're going to start blending in this other color, this E. Get the E29. I'm going to add a little bit more E29 down here at the bottom and at the top here. She's going to be darkest to this area. And let me, once again, where the light's leaving, she's going to be a little bit darker at the base of our skull here. And I'm trying to follow the directionality of that hair. Okay. Going in right away with my E37. The E29, if it gets set, it can leave a really harsh line. And once again, I have the E37 going here, okay, because I left off with my light. Now I'm going to go back in with my E31. And you can tell right away it doesn't blend right away. You got to work it a little bit. Now this is where I may go back in with my E37 and do the tip to tip method, my E31 on my E37. Darken that up a little bit. So far I'm liking that pretty good. Okay, go back in with my E31. And this here is definitely a process. This is not gonna, you're not gonna be able to go through once and get it. Okay, I kinda like that. More here. Now if I decide that it's not dark enough or it doesn't match the ponytail very well, we can always go back in. And I may even look at my colorless blender and add a little bit more of a highlight here. Now I'm going to go in with the bangs, and you can tell, even though I was pretty careful, I will have the lines just a little bit here with my E31, and I'm grateful it was just the E31 color, so I'm going to clean that up real quick. Now, braids are a little bit different. There's a lot more dark in braids, but once again, anything closest to the body is going to be the darkest. We're going to see mostly the dark color with just a little bit of light color woven in. I'm going to go it's very delicate, so just use the very tip of your marker. Okay, going in with the E37. We're almost going to have no light on this. We're going to just a little bit of highlight here in the middle where I feel like that light's going to hit. There you go. And once again, I'll have the lines just a little bit. It's okay. We have not experienced the agony of defeat yet. And now I have the bottom of her braid. Add a little bit of the dark here. Once again, anything closest to like a tie or where the hair is braided is going to be a little bit darker. My E37. And I'm probably not going to add any light in this unless it's like right at the tip here. Let me move it around a little bit, just a tiny bit. There we go. Okay. Yeah, okay, just a bit more here. Then just a little bit more. All right, there's Willow as a brunette. We have Willow as a brunette. I'm going to bring this out a little bit. Willow as a brunette and Willow as a blonde, using two different light sources, okay? One from the side and one from the top. Next time we'll go more into coloring clothing, but I would like to go ahead and color Willow Dressing's up dress for you. and I'll just give you a few basics. And we're going to use some colors out of